Hello everyone and welcome to another Restrict video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a 3 Blind Mice deck featuring the Dedicated Dollmaker. So this is a new card from Alchemy, Dedicated Dollmaker. It is a pretty interesting card that I think is really powerful, but it doesn't quite fit into a lot of different decks. So it's not generically good. So you have to actually build around this card. So what I mean by that is a card such as Ephemerate, for example, it requires you to exile the creature that you have. But if the Dedicated Dollmaker already made that card into a token, and then you want to Ephemerate that card in the future, then you can't because the token doesn't come back if you Ephemerate. So the card, although it's pretty good, it is also very restricted in where you can play in a deck. So this is going to be another Besiege the Mirror deck just because the bargain cost is going to be so easily fulfilled with the Dedicated Dollmaker because we transform almost anything into a token. And what's really cool about the Besiege the Mirror is that it does allow this deck to grab a combo piece and then combo off with the 3 Blind Mice immediately. And it does actually pair up very nicely on curve. So say you play the 3 Blind Mice on turn 3, and then you make a token. On turn 4, you Besiege the Mirror, get rid of that token, grab a Dedicated Dollmaker into copying the 3 Blind Mice. This is incredibly powerful because now you're dealing with enchantment. Usually you don't see an enchantment removal in the main board. And once this gets going, it's incredibly difficult to stop unless it's something like Farewell. Because what's going to happen is 3 Blind Mice is going to copy a 3 Blind Mice because it's now a token from Dedicated Dollmaker. So next turn, you're going to have 2 3 Blind Mice, and then 2 3 Blind Mice are going to copy themselves, and then it's going to create 4 Blind Mice. And while this is going on, every time this loop happens, it's going to generate 1 mouse token per 3 Blind Mice enchantment on the battlefield. So this is a combo that doesn't really kill your opponent instantly, but once it gets going, it's pretty hard to deal with, unless opponent is also playing combo deck that kills you instantly. Other things to mention are the fact that if you go Hopeless Nightmare, you discard a card on turn 1, and then Dedicated Dollmaker turn 2 would mean that opponent actually started with 5 cards instead of 7 cards. And when you copy a card with Dedicated Dollmaker, they also lose the Legendary Clause, means that if you Oath of Kaya something, and then copy the Oath of Kaya, that is no longer legendary. At a later date, if you 3 Blind Mice, you really need a removal spell that deals 3 damage, you can even copy Oath of Kaya. So there's some cool stuff here. So having said that, we're going to be jumping into some historic best of 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. Oh my goodness. You love to see it. You know, opponent just casually starting the game with the 5 cards in their hand. Control. Has to be control, right? No. Okay. We have Besiege the Mirror to get a board wipe, Wrath of God. So I'm not really worried at the moment. When this enters the battlefield, creatures you control gain indestructible until the end of the turn. When this dies, transform when the non-angel creature you control dies. Okay. So I could Besiege, get a Shaldred, or I could just 1 ring here. which is probably what I'm gonna do here. I mean, I think that was really greedy, discarding a land. Kill the Gyara or the Aspirant? I think I'm gonna kill the Gyara. It looks like I could Thoughtseize into Fatal Push. I think I'm just going to do this. Do we actually have to do that? I could have also Thoughtseized. Force the Avexen out. That was also an option. Let's see. I mean, I could the end. I feel like I'm gonna run out of gas if I sacrifice the One Ring now. We'll attack with 1. Sarah, Guardian. Wow, they're just a full-on Angel deck, huh? Okay, I think it's time. I think it's time to beseech, get rid of this One Ring, once and for all, or we could also dedicate a Dollmaker. Like, dedicate a Dollmaker. Reset the One Ring. Right? Write the Hopeless Nightmare, and then we scry. And we are gonna get rid of this thing. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the Dollmaker is pretty sick. It's a pretty sick card. Okay, we avoided losing to an Angel deck. Very nice. So unfortunately, I think the 3 blind mice has to go. We're not going to be able to combo with this thing. And even making a 1/1 white creature token doesn't really do anything because their deck is entirely just all angels that fly. So, yeah. Juggernaut. Okay, double Sunfall. And the Wrath of God. Depending on what they play, I might just write. If I play the right, I get to scry 2. I did draw land, so I think I'm just going to play the Juggernaut here. Nykthos. That is a scary card. Okay, well, I'm going to just write this, so because I need lands. We need lands. We're looking for lands because we have so many board wipes. What can I get with Beseech? The One Ring? I mean, I think I can take 5 damage here. If your life total would be reduced to 0. Transform. Then if Enduring Angel didn't transform, I'm gonna One Ring. Because I want them to play more cards. And I want a land here. That's fine. Perfect. So I added in an Oath of Kaya. Because this is really good against wizard decks. Until the end of the turn, damage that would reduce your life total to 1. Okay. That thing has a flashback. Exile this card from your deck, your life total becomes 10. So far, this card is literally so amazing. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how amazing this card is. It's insane. It's insane. I can't believe it. Right? Like, this card by itself, like, forget 3 blind mice. This card is absurd. Nope. Yes? Yeah, that was really hard. I needed the enchantment Oath of Kaya because Beseech the Mirror. Field of Ruin with Mishra's research desk. I don't know what to expect of that. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. I'm gonna guess that this is an Anvil deck. Okay, I have no idea what they're playing, so... Squee, really? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Yeah, I attacked there because I have no idea what they're playing. Maybe there's like a combo they can do immediately. So I was scared. So I'm kind of grateful that they be able to ruin me. Sheoldred or Thoughtseize? I think I'm actually just going to Thoughtseize. Okay, well, we found out what they are playing. They are a land destruction deck. So the 3 blind mice is kind of interesting in this deck. So far, it hasn't been too impressive. We haven't comboed with the dedicated Dollmaker quite yet, where it was actually impactful. But it is creating a lot of tokens, which is kind of nice. It is creating a lot of tokens. The Shrapnel Blast is rude, actually. Because it makes Beseech really good. We actually haven't drawn a single dedicated Dollmaker this game, so there's a good chance we draw it here. Or not. There's a good chance we draw it next turn, though. Very, very good chance. That is a dream, right? There it is. We could reset the ring. I think we should. Let's get rid of Squee. I had enough of you. Gas. Literal gas. We have the win con set up with the 3 blind mice. We have the 1 ring. We have enough lands. Literal gas. Just getting a cleansing. Wait a minute. Squee can come back from exile? I just noticed that. Okay. I don't play against Squee too often. That is hilarious. Did they draw another Squee? I swear they didn't have any cards in their hand. I don't think we need to draw. Whatever. And let's have another One Ring. That's pretty funny. The 2 ring? They lied to us? Okay. What happens if you do Juggernaut Peddler then? You may choose one of those cards if it's a squee. If you do that, that player exiles it and conjures a card. So they can still play it from exile. Man, they need to step up the alchemy plan. Make that card into a non-existent and then give them a Juggernaut. Play a copy of Go Blank. And let's play a copy of... Actually, let's play more Juggernauts. What are the last 2 cards? I just took out random cards there. I was kind of thinking maybe Fatal Push. I think Fatal Push doesn't really have much meaning. If an opponent would search a... Okay, that's a tech. That's a tech against Beseech the Mirror. Oh, what a draw. Another Shrapnel Blast. Are they actually gonna use Rip Apart on my Ichor of Wellspring? No way! Wait, we actually have the combo, but they have a Rip Apart. Oh, so annoying! I have to pass. I can't let them Rip Apart this 3 Blind Mice. All these Wrath of God, whatnot, really not doing much here. I mean, okay, I'll play it. I'll play it. It's still a 2-for-1, you know? I can't believe I drew all of my basics, right? Yeah, we'll decline. These doll makers not looking so hot. We drew the other side of the deck. We need to draw something like... We needed to draw like Juggernaut Peddlers, Go Blank, Hopeless Nightmare, things like that. Okay, we go down on Fatal Push next game. We go down on Fatal Push. We're gonna put a stop on our upkeep so we can scry with the Hopeless Nightmare. Okay, we can't do that anyways. Yeah, Icar was a very nice draw there. We need another black source for Beseech if we actually draw it. Man, so annoying. I mean, opponent is dying. They are slowly dying. What a draw. What a draw there. Okay. We keep both of them. Another Ren's Resolve. They're at 2. They have to look for removal spells. Cleansing Wildfire. Okay, apparently I can't. Maybe I shouldn't have put the Beseech. Oh, they're ramping. GG. That was definitely a cool deck. I think the cooler deck did win though. GG's. I think it can work. No 1-mana spells though. I'm not even sure if I want to play this on turn 2. Okay, we need a land. Is this Phoenix? Ooh, yeah, land. Land would be pretty nice here. So we're dealing with Phoenix. So we actually don't want them to... We don't want them to actually give them a target for the creature. Because they have a lot of creature removal spells. Okay, we are dying. Because we just cannot find... We just cannot find... our land here, so we couldn't oath up Kaya, which is kind of sad. Might just die next turn because we couldn't find the land. Wow, what a draw. Spell Pierce main deck. So this is a wizard deck that is playing Ledger Shredder and a Dragon Rage Channeler. I mean, I'm gonna say it. I think we got a little bit unlucky there. Bring a lot of board wipes, right? We even had a board wipe. It's just like we just needed to get that one land for Kaya's rat, both of Kaya for the longest time, but just couldn't get there. I'm just gonna go ahead and then play Godless Shrine there. At least we're drawing lands. Need a permanent though. They're playing extremely careful. This has to be like a 2-mana counterspell. It's a Phoenix deck. Right? It has to be a Phoenix deck. I think I might even just fragment reality here. They bricked. We are also breaking. Very unfortunate. Yeah, so that's definitely a Spell Pierce. They have a Spell Pierce in their hand. And potentially a Play with Fire or a Consider. That is so surprising. A Stern Dismissal. I'm still scared of a Spell Pierce, right? See, look, There's definitely a spell pierce there. Let them spell pierce this, and then we one ring next turn. This one's definitely interesting because it says return enchantment. Okay, so what should I do? I think we have to do it this way. I mean, we could still do it like this. In case of a phoenix, maybe. Okay, Unholy Heat gone. Spell Pierce gone. We pass. Let's just draw. Play the Shaldred. What should I do? If it's an Unholy Heat, let's see here. I take 2 damage in getting rid of this. I don't think it's worth it. I was thinking about, like, playing the right, but I don't think it's worth it. Because I still take 2 damage from right. And currently there's only 1 Phoenix in the graveyard. Okay, we got there. I feel like even game 1, we would have definitely made it. But, okay, now that we know for sure they're playing Phoenix, putting in Leyline, and we're taking out the Thoughtseizes entirely. And the end is actually decent. Right? I think we can get rid of the 3 blind mice. I don't think we need that combo to win the game versus them. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's actually that great of a hand. Definitely not now. If we get a Besiege, like, we can sacrifice one of the ley lines in the future. But currently, like, it's looking kind of grim at the moment. We have 0 interactions. We drew triple copies of Leyline of the Void, so... yeah, I mean... I don't know. Maybe if we get an Oath of Kaya here, we can kind of like go off, but... Ooh, another land. Guess we're just gonna flood to death. Yeah, I mean... Very unlucky game, game 1 and game 3. I feel like this was a fine keep though, like... We had a Leyline, good against Phoenix, good against Dragon Raid Channeler. The only problem was that we drew another Leyline into another land. Like, imagine if I just drew like Oath of Kaya here, or Fragment Reality. Like anything, right? It's just like we just didn't draw anything. That is really the problem here. I need them to tap out so I can Sunfall. Let's say they have double Unholy Heat. I don't know. I don't know if I can block this. They're just holding removal spells. I can't even Sunfall. I can't believe we flooded like this. My god. Zero removal spells. We drew all of our, like, 4 mana, 5 mana cards. Now, this is still maybe winnable if all they have is a bunch of spell pierces. Like, if it's like double spell pierce, it is definitely winnable. Like, because, okay, or it's double cantrips. If they have a double cantrip, they lose to Ledger Shredder. Because they draw 3 cards. Well, if it's like actually sleight of hand. If it's double consider, they lose the game. But if it's anything else, then we lose. I can't believe this. I can't believe it. That's insane. That is insane. We still drew a land. I'm sad. I'm officially sad. Yeah, I'm officially very, very sad. Wait, they play Ledger Shredder, so they can't play a spell. What is even happening? Oh my god, it's a fragment reality. How is this possible? This is the most lame game I've ever played. Okay, like how was that even possible? Like both ways. How do they have 5 cards? And this Balmor Battle Mage Captain with 3 creatures did not kill me. 4 turns in a row. This has to be all counter spells. This has to be all counter spells or like enchantment bounce spells like that we saw in game 2. There's just no way. Or it's double, like triple counter spells and double Balmor Battle Mage in their hand. That has to be it. Or maybe more Ledger Shredders? I don't know, because the thing is, they played a Ledger Shredder, right? The thing about the Ledger Shredder is, if they play more than 1 copy of Ledger Shredder, I can just play 2 cards and then just kill them with Sheoldred. Maybe they were playing around that, but this was such a stupid game. Like, okay, I saw Sheoldred. I saw double Leyline with dedicated Dollmaker. So all we really needed was interaction spells, and we just win the game with Sunfall, things like that. Like Sunfall, maybe we draw Oath of Kaya, things like that. Maybe we should play more Oath of Kayas. Like, there's a lot of wizard decks, and it's so good with Dollmaker. Okay, so today we took a look at 3 Blind Mice deck. We actually didn't really combo much, to be fair, but I mean, we did combo. I think it came up in 2 games, but it wasn't really too impactful. It felt like we were gonna win that game anyways, and then this combo came out. But you know, the potential is there. If you get this off, you kind of win the game. And another thing that I really liked was forget 3 Blind Mice. Let's just talk about dedicated Dollmaker. This card is a value machine. It is kind of incredible, isn't it? Turn 1 Hopeless Nightmare, dedicated Dollmaker. That's -2 cards for our opponent. If they mulligan, that's -3 cards. That's pretty insane. And other things to note was, Icurb Wellspring. It doesn't give you additional card when it leaves the battlefield because Dedicated Dollmaker is exiling a card, right? So this doesn't go to the graveyard when you exile, but the enter the battle effect trigger still resolves, and then you draw a card. And then later on, you sacrifice the Icurb Wellspring to either the Rite of Oblivion or the Besiege the Mirror. You do draw a card. Tokens do go to the graveyard. It's just that when they go to the graveyard, they disappear. So Icurb Wellspring does synergize very well with these cards. It's just that Dedicated Dollmaker doesn't like double dip like some of the other cards that we have here. But yeah, we have a lot of sacrifice synergies. Getting the Revolt trigger on Fatal Push isn't going to be too difficult. Thoughtseize might hurt a little bit. Maybe we could play like 2 copies of Thoughtseize, 2 copies of Kozilek. That's also an option. The Peddler is pretty cool just because we have Wrath of God and Sunfall. We give them a Juggernaut. They can either discard to Hopeless Nightmare or they play it. We wipe the board. So yeah, that was me testing out Dedicated Dollmaker with 3 blind mice. Hope you guys enjoyed the video so far, and as always, if you did, leave a like, comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.